Wow, 2020 actually coming to an end. It sure has been a crazy year, but I must say, 2020 has been one of the most amazing years I've ever had personally so far. Udon has really changed the way we see VRChat world creation, and to help that, we have had UdonSharp, Udon Toolkit. Also for general world creation, we have gotten VR World Toolkit, Cyan Emu, and things are just getting better and better every single day. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are already realizing this is not the usual way I start my development vlog videos, and I just wanted to relax. I didn't want to have the same kind of production quality. I just wanted to chill and just take a look back at this year and just kind of go through what was I doing and what am I going to do next year. So obviously I can start with my Vket booth. This is my private version. It's technically fixed. Unfortunately, there were some technical difficulties with the official world, but regardless, it's really amazing demo of my drivable cars in a static setting, of course. But you can still play around with the steering wheel, pedals, and whatnot. And you have some other things to play around with, like the cans and the UI menu. So this menu that was included in my booth is actually going to be a free prefab, including the model, and it'll be a slightly improved version, which will be more reliable, and it'll allow you to create fully dynamic, fadeable menus that will play almost the same as this, but it will have some quality of life improvements and optimizations so that anyone can make the same kind of menu for their own worlds. One of the reasons why the vehicles are not available yet is that Vket had a lot of restrictions, especially in terms of Udon, and I had to do so many different workarounds to get the major functionalities working, especially the doors and the pedals and like the syncing in general. And I did a lot of things different from my original system, and now I kind of want to take the lessons learned from this example right here, and I want to get them into the main system before the actual release, because some of the solutions I came up with were actually so good that they are going to be a lot more optimized in the long run, and it's much more scalable, and I can strip a lot of unnecessary elements from the system. So to those who haven't been to the booth yet, here is pretty much what it is like. You can open the doors by pulling the handle with your grip and trigger at the same time, and then it follows your hand. Then you just walk next to the seat. The highlight will appear when you hover over it. And I'm just going to take a seat and I'm going to show you what it's like. So now we're inside the car. And as you can see, this green little highlight pops up that is telling me instructions on how to use the car. So this is one of the systems that I developed specifically for the Virtual Market 5 booth. And this is basically a hint framework that allows me to add any kind of hints to the world to guide the user on how to use the systems inside it. So this will also be one of the prefabs that I will be releasing next year, and you can just use this to create tutorials for any kind of thing in VRChat worlds. So we're going to start by using our index finger to press the start button. And now our car is started, and it's telling me to turn the steering wheel by pulling the trigger. And then I can use my feet to push the pedals. So this is actually one of the completely new things that I added just for this booth. Whenever you close the door, the audio will be muffled outside, and same goes with the starter. So I'm just gonna shut off the engine. And now you can hear the audio is still muffled. And when I open the door, it's like the door is open again. And it's completely the same for the music player as well. So as you can hear, we are clearly outside of the car and we can hear the music just clearly coming from the back. But if I close the door, it'll be muffled again. Also, one of the other things that I have been working on for a while is dynamic speakers. You can make speaker elements that are controlled by Udon from any audio source you want. I have been showing a few teaser photos about my editor extension that I'm planning to release early on next year, and this will act as a foundation for the prefabs. This is pretty much the hub where you're going to be able to download all of my prefabs directly, and you can update the repositories directly from the editor extension. You also have the option to download popular tools like CyanEmu, VR World Toolkits, UdonSharp, Udon Toolkit, and you have a lot of resources, frequently asked questions, and you also have a tutorial section. And a lot of useful utilities that you can use to pretty much just help your VRChat world creation. So obviously this editor extension will be one of the main focuses along with the drivable vehicles, but you will also find some really simple prefabs that I'm going to be releasing like the menu prefab and just other small things. But basically my main goal is to create an ecosystem for the prefabs that I can just build on top of, and I'm trying to make things as optimized as possible. Also, like I mentioned in the earlier video, I'm planning to create a venue for releasing the cars officially. I'm going to turn it into an event that anyone can go to, and you can test drive the cars, you can find all the information, you can read about different features, and just kind of understand where to get started. So that will be really amazing. Right now, I'm just working on getting the first version of the cars to the testers so they can make their own test worlds and pretty much just give me initial feedback for the first version that will be publicly available. But things are going really well. I'm super excited. And basically, the first things that are going to be appearing is the Unity editor extension from me and the vehicles, along with some basic prefabs for everyday VRChat world needs. So now that we're done with my booth, I actually want to show you something completely new. For a while, I was working on a Secret Santa world for VRC Prefabs Secret Santa 2020 event. And it was my first collaboration ever, and we were doing this world for 2 individuals. Let me show you what it looks like. So like I mentioned, this was my first collaboration ever on a VRChat world. I was collaborating with Explosions. So my responsibilities on this project were programming, assembling the world itself, and creating some of the sound effects, and doing half of the voiceovers, while Explosions took care of the other half of the voiceovers and basically handled the entire planning phase. She was absolutely fantastic person to collaborate with, because we didn't really have too many overlapping skill sets, and as soon as the planning phase was done, this world was created in 2 weeks, from start to finish. I will be creating a separate video explaining more about this world and what can you get from this, because there are a lot of prefabs that are created for this world that I will be releasing pretty soon in the future. Mainly going to mention automatic door controller, soundscape controller, some trigger elements, and some other exciting things. But you will be hearing more about this project pretty soon in a separate video. And obviously, then there's this. Absolutely fantastic way to end 2020 and move to another year of endless possibilities. And I'm super excited to see what the next year has to offer. And on that note, Happy New Year to everyone. And thank you all so much for the amazing year 2020.